United Non-Compliance. This is what I've been talking about since April 2020. When everybody comes together, whether they're from government, law enforcement, private, public, or just straight up freedom fighters, and they come together in one voice, and we just say no. And look what happens. Not only does it show that we're together, not only does it show solidarity, it shows that we're right and they're wrong. And that's what this is all about. We are on the right side of history. Hundreds of years from now, when they talk about what happened, and they will, because this was the biggest crime against humanity in the history of humanity, they're going to remember this day as the day the police and the people stood together against the government. Just watch Trudeau on TV. He tries to talk with authority. He tries to speak with conviction. He literally tries to talk down to you. Don't listen to his words. Listen to his voice. Listen to the quiver in his voice. He is scared, ladies and gentlemen. And he should be scared. If I was him, I'd be terrified. He just pissed off about 15 million Canadian citizens. And that means something. That still means something. We have a charter of rights and freedoms. That's what makes us Canadian citizens. That's what makes Canada so great. And they're trying to make you feel like you're selfish if you want to retain those rights. They want to make you feel like you're a bad person if you get angry when they try to take them from you. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're not going to get angry when they're abusing your children, if they're not going to get angry when you're taking your job, if they're not going to get angry when they're taking your future, when are you going to get angry? Anger is not a negative thing. It is if you're doing it for no reason. But when it comes out of love for protecting your children, or protecting your family, or protecting your job, or protecting your future, then it is as natural as all the other wonderful emotions that we feel. And the most important one is love. That's it. Love is number one. Love is paramount. And that's what they want to destroy. That's why they're trying to isolate you. That's why they're telling you if you're unvaxxed, you can't even have your friends and family over your house. It's because they don't want you to feel that love, that togetherness, that hope. They want you to feel alone, sad, desperate, with nowhere to turn. They want you to download the Verify Ontario app, which is literally slavery in your pocket. You're going to download an app that clicks and says, you have 10 days to get your next vaccination. You have 5 days to get your next vaccination. And guess what? They already made an update on the app in Australia that not only does it tell you when you have to get your vaccination, you gotta do specialized selfie check-ins to show the government that you're at home like you're supposed to be. And if you don't, your little wonderful app gives you a 5-minute warning. And if you still don't, after the second 5-minute warning, it notifies the police. And you have to give a reason on the app why you weren't there to take a selfie and show the government that you're at home like a good slave. And this is what they want for you. And it's not a joke, they have it out right now. You want me to download it for you? It's called the Verify Ontario app. And any person that downloads that is one of the dumbest people alive. And I will say that with conviction. Trudeau's spying on us right now, because they're definitely not a civilian drone up there. Look at that, look at that. They're so scared of what's going on that they gotta watch from up top. It's not like Trudeau can have an event like this. Could you imagine Trudeau being in a live location with this many people? I don't want to sound mean or anything, but I don't think he'd make it out alive. If that's not a leader, that's a wannabe dictator. And let's leave a message out to him. What happened to every other wannabe dictator in the history of the world? Your fall from grace is going to be epic, buddy. Epic. We are currently in the later stages of phase 2 of United Non-Compliance. We are taking action. And there's no greater action than to take the state's so-called attack dogs, the police, and turn it against them. All right, if you're a business owner, are you going to be worried that the police are going to come and fine you when they're suing the government on your behalf? No. If you're another police officer, are you going to be worried about being ostracized because you didn't want to consent to giving away your medical history? No. And here's the best one. If you're an airline worker or other public or private sector worker, are you not more empowered now that you know the police are on your side? Let's hear a round of applause for the police, ladies and gentlemen. I've been saying it from day one. We need to back the blue. And if anybody had a reason not to, it's me. I'm the one that's been arrested 14 times in 16 months. I'm the one currently on 8 separate bails simply for speaking the truth. And I told you all we have to do is keep fighting, stay strong, and eventually the police will be on our side. Eventually, you'll look beside you and you'll see someone that you never ever thought would be standing next to you ready to fight. Look around, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all the people here from all over Ontario. Look at this. October 23rd, we make our way back to Windsor. I know you all miss me over there, and I'm not gonna lie, I miss you too. Windsor was my favorite rally I ever had. The energy there was incredible. And then check it out. From there, we're heading out west. This is gonna be my 4th cross-country tour this year. This year, ladies and gentlemen, and we're hitting 18 destinations in less than 16 days. That's how dedicated we are. We drive 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we do a show like this every single day to unite the country, to wake up the country, to provoke the action required to end this, get our freedoms back, and move us into stage 3 of United Non-Compliance. Stage 3 is my favorite one of all, everyone, because it means we got our freedoms back. It means we've already won, and now we're just taking out the garbage. Stage 3 is when we hold them accountable. They know it's coming. They know it's coming. But you guys have to understand, they've been at war with you for almost 2 years, and now they see that they've already lost, and they're basically managing this loss. But they're a dangerous enemy right now. They're like a cornered animal, ready to strike. These people are fighting for their lives because they know that this ends 2 ways for them: jail or worse. So they're literally fighting for their lives. You need to have the same attitude, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot be intimidated by the thought of losing a job or not being able to go to school. You cannot back down in the face of tyranny. This is where we have to stand strong. We are not only holding the line, we are pushing them back. And it's time to push them right off this stage. That's why we already have a couple of new events, Canada-wide events. There's a reason I've been doing cross-country tours, so I can meet the organizers and I can meet wonderful people in cities in every single province of this country. So when I make a phone call and I ask for a call to action like I did today, this is just Ontario, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think's gonna happen when I ask all of Canada to stand up for us? They could not even imagine. When they started this pandemic, they never anticipated me.
And the worse than that, they never anticipated you standing up like we are. And we are, ladies and gentlemen, so what are we gonna do? On October 30th, by then I'm gonna be in Vancouver, by the way. I'll be in BC for everyone on the West Coast. And I have a lot of tour dates in there, so I'm gonna be posting it online so you see where I'm gonna be, so you don't miss me. But on October 30th, Trudeau took it upon himself to declare that the unvaccinated will not be allowed on any form of public transit. That's right. He said no trains, no planes, no buses, and no non-essential ferry boats. And he did it on a Saturday when all the freedom fighters around the country are already meeting. On the Saturday, the night of Halloween, where everyone's emboldened and ready for fun and mischief. So on the 30th of October, we're hosting what I'm calling the Rosa Parks Challenge. Every organizer around the country is going to find the train stations, bus stations, subway stations close to their rallies, and they're going to meet at their locations like we're meeting today. But instead of listening to speaker after speaker, they're just going to listen to one speaker. And that speaker is going to tell each of their group members where they're going to go. And we're going to occupy these public transit vehicles. And if Rosa Parks was alive today, she'd be sitting right next to me, telling Trudeau to kiss her ass. And if that doesn't wake them up, like it should, but it maybe not, because it's not costing them enough. Because all they care about is money. Money and power, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to hit them where it hurts. You saw what happened with Southwest Airlines. Bad weather that only affected them cost them over 1,000 flights. That's billions of dollars. And then all of a sudden, there was no more mandates. Just like that. Just like that. There's a reason for that. The vast majority of airline pilots come from a military background, about 80% of them. So they're not about to let some unelected health bureaucrat dictate what they're going to put in their body when they're seeing their colleagues drop left, right, and center. I don't know if you guys heard, but a few days ago on a Delta Airlines flight, a pilot that was double jabbed died mid-flight. And Delta's been sweeping it under the rug, but 3 whistleblowers on the plane, including the co-pilot, got the story out. And they know it was related to the vaccine, and they're covering it up, just like they're covering up all the other vaccine-related injuries. Before I move on, I want to prove a point. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Taiwan already proved yesterday there are now more people in the country that were killed by the vaccine than were killed by COVID. Let that sink in. And the vaccine's only been around half as long, and they're only on shot number 2. And you know every 6 months you're going to get another booster, and another booster, and another booster, each one increasing your chance of death or adverse reaction. And if you think it's not happening here, watch this, I can prove it. How many of you know someone who was killed or seriously injured by COVID? By COVID. Put up your hands. Now look around. Look around the crowd of thousands of people, and how many of them know someone who died or was injured by COVID? Now check this out. How many of you know someone who was killed or injured by the so-called vaccines? Wow. Wow. If that is not a crime against humanity of all ages, creeds, religions, backgrounds, then I don't know what is. And they're just getting started. Because like we said, there's never-ending boosters. You can go today and get an antibody test. And your antibodies can be off the charts. You could have just recovered for COVID. And you could have twice the antibody count that a vaccine could give you. They acknowledge that natural immunity is superior in protection to the vaccine. Yet they will not acknowledge natural immunity. They want you to download their app. They want you to take their shot. Why? Because it has nothing to do with health and safety and everything to do with you enslaving yourself. Which brings me to my next event. And this one is going to literally break their back. We have our airlines in Canada, and our airline employees aren't very happy. So they're planning a walkout around October 31st. And we're going to help them out. We're going to help them out huge. The following week, on November 7th, the Sunday when the airports are at their most busy and vulnerable, Sunday when these airports who are co-conspirators with our government to take our rights, take our freedoms, and control us, well, we're going to make them know that we're not taking this anymore. And while they're going to be seeing a walkout of their own employees, on November 7th, we're going to do a Canada-wide event to jam all 4 major airports with civilian traffic. We're going to send cars, we're going to send trucks, we're going to send people from other cities, and they're just going to drive around in circles, and we're going to make them divert flight after flight after flight after flight. It costs them billion after billion after billion after billion. They call up our government officials and say, I'm sorry, Mr. Trudeau, we just can't afford to do this anymore. And just like that, you'll see the mandates disappear. As fast as they came, as soon as you stand up for yourself, they will disappear as quick as waking up from a bad dream. And that's all this will be, ladies and gentlemen. If you stand like we stand together today, and we carry this momentum forward, and we bring this movement to where it needs to be, there is no stopping us. No stopping this movement. No stopping freedom. They can try anything they want. They have already lost, ladies and gentlemen. They know it. You know it. I know it. They are desperate. This is their last push. And I know they're waging every type of psychological warfare on you. They're putting pressure, guilt, pressure of losing your job, shame, everything they can to try to make you take that jab. But guess what? The people that haven't taken it aren't going to take it. With each passing day, I know with each passing day, our army gets bigger and their army gets smaller. Our resources get stronger and theirs get weaker. And we're almost at the point where the next step is for our law enforcement to start making arrests of our corrupt government officials. Are you listening, Trudeau? Are you listening, Doug Ford? Are you listening, Jason Kenney? You think you can get away with this? You think the people are on your side? Well, they're not. You think the police are on your side? Well, they're not. You think the military is on your side? Well, they're not. You know what? Canada is on Canada's side. And it's time to clear out the garbage. This is a remarkable day. This is a momentous day. This is a day that's going to go down in history. This is a day that's going to set the tone, not just for Canada, but for around the world. My Italian brothers and sisters in Italy are waging a massive revolution as we speak. Not acknowledging there's a complete blackout, but I have people on the ground in Italy sending me, and we see crowds 10 times this size in every major Italian city. Their largest port has been blocked for the last 2 days, and the Italians aren't going to let up. They're like me, I'm Italian, and you know what? We fight for what we care about. We fight for what we believe in. We fight for what's important. Ladies and gentlemen, and what is more important than our freedom? Nothing! Life is not worth living without freedom. Period. I am willing to fight, stand, and die on this stage for my freedom. So no politician is going to take that away from me. No mandate is going to take that away from me. And no man or woman on earth is ever going to take that away from any of us. I love everybody. We couldn't do this without you. We have to stick together. I'm going to be around the front of the building. You guys better go up there and you guys better buy these little Back the Blue hoodies for your children as you send them back to school to send a real message. And send them back without a mask. I love you, London. I love you, Windsor. I love you, every city that showed up to support Canada today. Every single person here today as a freedom fighter. Please give yourselves and the police one more giant round of applause. I love